Welcome to the therapy room. Remember to put my microphone on today so you can hear us. Now, at last, I'm going to actually fix a project, well, hopefully, fix a project today that I've been working on for a long time. If you're unfortunate enough to own a Karcher, it probably has some kind of a fault, leak-wise or the pressure's gone. So, I've done a wee bit of research, and what I've found out is that these, the main pumps themselves, right, the cylinder head as they call it, is made of cast, and then there's two wee bits that go on the top of that. They're actually part of the pump and operating system. Now, this one here, and if I can go in closely enough, I'm hoping you can see that, but there is a massive hairline crack in that. Now, it should look like that, okay, and this is fixed to the pump, but when I put the pump on, the water's just, well, it's going every place, right? But the thing is, when I pull the trigger, I just get a soft jet of water. So the leak is that bad in this that it's, well, it's no controlling any pressure at all whatsoever. So I've sourced another one, and here it came today. Okay, now I had to do a couple of adjustments on this, right? So mainly there was two bits that didn't come with it, okay, and the first one is in the main nozzle here. You can see on this left one here, this one, right, you see the wee red bit in there, it's basically a filter, right, an inline filter into this pump, and that wasn't in it, so I've taken it from here and I've installed it into here, right. The other thing as well is, on the bottom here, right, there you go, I've took the bit off of that, I've stuck onto that, so it's just this wee triangle bit here. Now, that has to sit in a specific way as well, because that fits direct into the pump. Now the pumps are a wee bit of a mishmashed setup here, so what I'm going to make to do is, that's the old one now, that's binned. No, that's the new one. There. That's the new one, I'm keeping that. Okay, great. Here we go. Right, that's binned, that's crap. Right. Now, I watched somebody else's video on finding out what to do with this, and one of the things they came up with was the question was why do they make these things for high pressure just out of plastic, right? And the same way, you can't actually even test this without this big metal brackety thing on it, right? So, now, I'm quite fortunate, this came with this bracket, but it was £25 for all this, whereas you can pay more than that for just this. Now, there's a number on the side, which you'll not see it because it's too dark, but on this bitty there, there's a serial number, right? And that serial number matches with the broken in. So, I know I've got the right part, and all I've got to do now is reassemble this thing. So, without further ado, I'm just going to concentrate the camera onto the pump area so that you can see what I'm doing, and, well, let's go on with this rebuild and see if this is going to be a success, because I'm just going to do this whole thing as I'm recording this, so if it fails, that's what I'll be showing you. But if it doesn't fail, I'll be jumping through hoops. Right, here we go. Right, so here we'll go now, right. Now basically, I've got to put this pump onto here. No, well, I can kind of mind what way it goes now. Here, but all this has to fit in moderately. Now, so that's that. that is that, which means that goes like that. Excellent. Right, I've remembered how it goes in now. Now, as you can see, right, this is, there's big pistons and springs in that in here, and I really don't want to pull this apart. Now this is the detergent bit, so if I can get that to sit onto there, right, and then this goes onto there. Okay, now there's only four bolts hold this in, so there's not really much to this, but it's got some super duper tension in this. Right, get this bit here, right, so that goes into that. Get that in there. That one in there. So the idea will be to try and just compress it down as much as I can. With it, I can maybe speed this bit of film up. Right, she's nearly there. Okay, right. What am I missing? Oh. What can I say? Right, so we're looking at this now. That's the whole thing compressed in. Everything's solid again. Hopefully. Now, I'm not sure if I can actually get this to work without being in the case or the trolley thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this, just loose fit it, back into the back bench that I've got here. That way everything's in, everything's sealed, and I should be able to do a test on it. And then, well, hopefully you'll see it working, because that's what we're looking at here. To be fair, I was actually a bit nervous starting this, because I bought this, the K4 is not a cheap motor, to be honest with you. I was going to buy the K2, but opted for the K4, and well, there you go. I never even got a season out of it, and I know somebody's going to jump in and go, well, it's under warranty, but to be fair, can't find my receipt. I bought it from B and Q, so to be honest with you, they're not really much help when it comes to stuff under warranty anyway. It's one of the reasons I don't really like shopping there. Right, so we're on to the last screw now, or bolt as it should be. Bernie the bolt. Anybody remember Bernie the bolt? Of any young viewers out there, it's a program called The Golden Shot. Go and Google it or look it up on YouTube. It's the kind of crap we had to watch back in the 60s and 70s. Right, I'm quite confident now that this is sealed tight enough, and then that way, oh bollocks, and then that way, that should be it now, just to fit in without leaking. I don't know if there is a torque setting for these, but the torque setting for me on this is if it doesn't go any further. Right, that's it. So, that's it fitted. Okay, so you've now got a case of, oh Jesus, and I tell you what, they're a well built motor because they are heavy that way. Right, so this is your water inlet here. Goes in, through the pump, up through the hurdy-gurdy, via that, and then it comes out, it comes out of this bit, which is it, to another connection in the back bit, which then comes out of here. Right, can you see that? I'll put it up a bit. Right, so it comes out of there, and that's where the hose goes. So, without further ado, as they say, let's stick it in. Right. Now, there's another clip that has to go into here. These things are, they're very strange. They just push in and that's it. Now, so I've got another in here. Now, this is where this is a wee bit awkward and a wee bit where you have to be kind of careful. Well, you maybe have to be semi-careful, but be perfectly honest with you, that went in the bother. So, right, so there you go. We now have the motor sitting in the case, and then, well, there's the plastic front, that's got to go on, but there's no sense in putting any of this on until we go and test this. So, the moment of truth. Let's go and test this. Right, here we are outside now. Sorry about the wind today, but here we go. So, here's the pressure washer now. Okay, here, this is the water feed in. Okay, where am I? Right, there's the water feed in. Okay, and around the back, okay, there you go, there's the hose. Right, so over here on the deck, right, we turn that down, there's the lance. Okay, so all that needs to be done now is to put some pressure onto this, and well, bottom line is, if this doesn't leak, I've repaired this, and if this does leak, I've just wasted 25 quid and it's going right in the fucking bin because I'm not bothered with it anymore. So, without further ado, let's set up and see if it leaks. So, as I was saying, this bit here, keep your eyes on this, because this is where the water's going to come from. So, although you can't see me, you can still hear me. I think. Right. So here we go. Well. Oh my God. I'm only going to fix that. Right. So, just to make sure I'll get the air out of this. I just need to garden a wee bit of water. There you go. Okay, that's it primed. Right, so let's go and move this so I can get electric to it. Okay, here we are now. Right, so I'm back at it. There is still no any water leaking out, so that is fantastic news. Right, so let's see when we go to the switch, which is this bit here. Ooh. Wow. Right. Now I'm going to set the camera just there. And what we'll do is, let's see, let's get a nice wee bit of that. Now this went from no pressure to this. Right, hard and then soft. Wow. So, there we have it. That is success. Now, so what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to finish this up and I'm going to come back and show you the thing fully built, okay? There we have it. The K4 full control in all its glory. Oh Jesus, not as young as I used to be. So there's the diagram that I've had to work off of. I'm a man, I don't use diagrams or instructions, okay? But here is where I got it from. It is spares to you. Okay, now what I'm obviously going to I'll hide my details as best as I can, right? There's no special instructions, right? So in case you can't understand my Scottish, there it is for you, okay? So it's spares to you. I'm not going to be like everybody else and put a link down in the bottom, because nobody goes to the bottom because I keep asking for it. So go and Google it and you'll get that. But if you have a Karcher pressure washer like me, and if you get a hunting noise, so basically what that is, so when you plug it in, you put the water on, and when you switch the power on, it starts going like that. That's telling you there is an air leak someplace, not an air leak, sorry, a water leak, right? So something has not been, it could even be just your internal hose pipe that's causing that. But if it isn't that, then biggest 9 times out of 10 will be it's to do with something to do with the pump inside. Alright, so what I would say is don't be scared of it, but take your time. Now, how did I know that what I needed was this bit? How was I absolutely sure? Well, what I had done was I stripped it down and I had a look, and I was looking for seals. Right, now every one of these things has got a wee seal and a... You would think one of them would be burst. And the one I eventually thought it would be was this one here in this triangle bit. And that's where the two cross together. So it's like putting a rocker cover in a car onto a cylinder head. You've got your gasket. Well, that's the gasket that seals that. And I couldn't find it. And I just kept trying. So what I'd done was I took it outside, put it onto the water, and I looked for where it was coming from. Now, I seen it was coming from the top, but I was looking at that. So as you can see, there's no much to see, and the water was just gushing from here. So I stripped it down again, and that is when I seen the hairline crack right on the front of that one. Now, I'm not sure if you can make it, but there is a massive hairline crack down there. It's over half the way down. And that's all it takes. And the water just gushes out. And the minute water leaks, your pressure washer has no pressure. And you've not really got a washer because the water that comes out is just, well, absolutely useless, to be honest with you. But considering I was looking online and I've never seen many people, I've seen many people have got the same problem and don't know what to do. But there you go. I have fixed a K4, and I believe the K2 uses the same pump as well, but it'll be the same for anything. Get the bit off, check the part, and then go and look up that part number. Bob's your auntie. There you go. So, I've had a success. I'm quite chuffed a bit. I hope that it's actually been a help to somebody, even just one person out there that would make my day. Come up, I found the one person, me. It's helped me, so it's made my day. But if there is something you're unsure of, here, go and please stick a note down in the comments there, because I do actually get notifications about them. I do read them and I do reply to them. Even if it's just a thank you, I'll still reply back to that. There's no such a thing as a waste of my time. I hope I've not been a waste of your time. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. If you did, give it the thumbs up and give a stick onto that like. If you're new, welcome, and please subscribe. But any comments, anything at all. Hope you liked it. Till the next time. See ya.